Students, in this lesson we shall discuss the geometry of the molecules. The geometry of molecules could represent the shape of the molecule, how different molecules have different shapes, and this can be discussed by two different methods. One based on VS EPR theory, VS EPR theory, and based on hybridization. The second one is based on hybridization. VS EPR theory, it is an abbreviation of valence, S stands for shell, electron pair, repulsion, electron pair repulsion theory, VSEPR, valence shell electron repulsion theory. My dear students, whenever two atoms combine together, they could form a single bond, or it could be a double bond, or maximum it can have triple bond. The number of bonds we know they can be considered as bond order, BO order. Bond order is 1, bond order is 2, and bond order 3. So, every bond has got a pair of electron. How did you get this structure? One electron from A and another electron from B, they share among themselves. So, single bond involves a pair of electron. There are two pairs of an electron, there are three pairs of an electron. Now, besides this, this pair is called a bond pair. It is called a bond pair. That is bond pair electrons. Electrons involved in the bond formation. Now, in some cases, an atom A, let me take ammonia. If one can draw the electron dot formula of ammonia, nitrogen has 5 electrons in the outermost shell, because the electronic configuration is 2, 5, atomic number is 7. Therefore, there are going to be 7 electrons in the valence shell. Hydrogen has got 1 electron. Therefore, each hydrogen atom, 1 electron of hydrogen atom can share with an electron of nitrogen. Therefore, these are called bonded pairs, whereas this is called electrons not involved in the bond formation. They are known as non-bonded electrons. Non-bonded electrons. This is also a pair here, and this pair is called lone pair. This pair is called the lone pair. So, an atom may contain only bond pairs in some cases. Let us take methane. My dear students, you know the structure of methane, electron dot formula. Carbon has got 4 electrons in the outermost shell, and hydrogen has got 1 electron. So, there is a bond formation. So, around carbon there are only 4 bond pairs. So, there are 4 bond pairs and 0 lone pair. There is no lone pair, 0 lone pair, 0 lone pair. Now, whereas here it has got 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So, the molecules can be classified into 2 different headings. So, students, now based on this explanation, molecules can be classified under two headings. One, having only bond pairs, only bond pairs. The other one, there could be both bond pair and lone pair, bond pair and the lone pair, bond pair and the lone pair. For example, hydrogen has got only bond pair, there is no lone pair on that. I gave you another example of methane. Around the central atom, when I say the lone pair around the central atom, I can have lone pairs on the other atoms, neighboring atoms. For example, let me give you BF3. BF3 is known as boron trifluoride. You know, boron has got how many electrons? What is the electronic configuration of boron? 2, 3. 2, 3. Atomic number is 5. Therefore, boron has got 3 electrons in the valence shell. And each fluorine atom, what is the electronic configuration of fluorine? 2, 7. Atomic number is 9. This is going to be atomic number 5. Therefore, each fluorine atom has got 7 electrons in the last shell, isn't it? And each electron of fluorine atom, they form a bond. Now I can ask you a question, does boron has got the lone pair or not in boron trifluoride? Boron and boron trifluoride, there are two types of answers. Around the central atom, there is no lone pair, whereas each fluorine atom has got 3 pairs, lone pairs. These are called lone pairs. So, on the whole, if I ask you how many lone pairs are there in boron trifluoride, the total lone pairs in boron trifluoride should be 3 into 3, 9 pairs of an electron. There are 9 pairs of an electron. But the number of lone pairs around the central atom is 0. Around the central atom. When I say lone pair, around the central atom. So, in boron trifluoride, there are 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. So, my dear students, based on the total number of pairs of an electron, whether it is only bond pair or bond pair and the lone pair around the central atom, we decide the geometry of the molecule. So, we shall see how the shapes of the molecule can be decided by the different pairs of an electron. Students, now we shall discuss the geometry of different molecules. Number 1, we shall take molecules. Now we are going to discuss molecules with only lone pair, only bond pair, sorry. We are going to take up examples of molecules with only bond pairs and no lone pairs and no lone pair, only bond pairs. Now, it could be classified as AB2 molecule, AB3 molecule, AB4 molecule, AB5 molecule and AB7 molecules. These are classified as this. A is the central atom, A is the central atom and B is attached to the central atom. B is a neighbor. B can be considered as neighboring atom. Now, let us take AB2 molecule. totally there are 3 atoms. Therefore, another additional question could be atomicity of Ab2 is equal to 3, total number of atoms. Atomicity is nothing but the number of atoms present in a molecule. So, my dear students, we shall take up Ab2. Around A there are 2 pairs of electrons, 2 pairs of electrons, and both of them are bond pairs. So, here and A has no lone pair. So, it has got 2 bond pairs and 0 lone pair. Therefore, totally there are 2 pairs of an electron, 2 pairs of an electron. Now, there is always repulsion. What does the V.S. EPR theory tell you? V.S. EPR theory. There is a repulsion between the bond pairs. So that because there are repulsions, we have to avoid the repulsions. The best way to keep the lone pair should be as far away as possible, and that should be a linear structure. Therefore, it must be a linear molecule, linear structure or linear molecule. Now, the bond angle around the central atom definitely should be 180 degrees. Bond angle should be 180. This is called a linear molecule. We shall see examples for Ab2 molecule. What have we taken? We have taken a molecule containing only 2 bond pairs. Example could be beryllium chloride. Beryllium chloride. Now, look at the structure of beryllium. The atomic number of beryllium is 4. Therefore, 2 in the K shell and 2 in the L shell. So, beryllium has got 2 electrons. Chlorine has got atomic number 17. The electronic configuration is going to be 287. Therefore, each chlorine has got how many electrons in the last shell? 7 electrons in the last shell. Similarly, the other chlorine atom also has got 7 electrons. So, there is going to be sharing of this pair and sharing of this. Now, look at this beryllium here. Beryllium has no unpaired electron, no lone pair. Beryllium has no lone pair. Beryllium has no bonded electron. Therefore, there are only 2 pairs of an electron. Therefore, the shape of beryllium chloride must be a linear molecule. Linear molecule. And my dear students, I shall give you one more example of a linear molecule. Carbon dioxide, CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide. Now, first of all, one should be able to write the electron dot formula of the molecule. Carbon electronic configuration 2,4, oxygen electronic configuration is 2,6. Therefore, the central element is carbon, and let me put 2 pairs of an electron this way. Oxygen has got 6 electrons on the outermost shell. Similarly, the other oxygen atom has got 6 electrons on the outermost shell. Now, by sharing here, oxygen requires 2 more electrons in order to get the octet. Therefore, this oxygen also requires the octet here, 2 from oxygen and 2 from carbon. My dear students, you should also understand a covalent bond is formed by equal sharing of electrons. There should be 2 electrons from here and 2 electrons from here. Therefore, you see here oxygen has got the octet. This also oxygen has got the octet, 8 electrons. Now, look at the carbon. Carbon 2 has got the octet configuration. So, this is the electron dot formula. Now, when I say bond pair, I do not take the total number of bonds here. I always, when I say the bond pair, please note the bond pair means sigma bond pair, sigma bond pair, sigma bond. Now, bond, you know, my dear students, a bond can be a sigma bond and a pi bond. We have already seen it. We know that sigma bond is going to be linear overlap and pi bond is going to be lateral overlap. Therefore, when I say the bond pair, I always refer to the sigma bond. and whenever you have a carbon-carbon double bond, let me write A double bond A, one must be a sigma bond, the other one must be a pi bond. Between any two atoms, there can be only one sigma bond. Over and above the sigma bond, the other bond is called a pi bond here. Therefore, in this case, carbon oxygen double bond, one must be. So, how do you draw the structure here? I shall write the structure of carbon dioxide here. Students, I shall write the structure of carbon dioxide here. Please note, this is the structure. One is a sigma bond, the other one is a. Students, I shall write the structure of carbon dioxide here. Therefore, carbon oxygen double bond oxygen. Right? As I told you, any double bond would refer to presence of one sigma bond and one pi bond, one sigma bond and one pi bond. So, how many sigma bond pairs there? Around the carbon atom there are two sigma bond pairs, and the sigma bond pair is called the bond pair. The sigma bond pair is called the bond pair. You see here, the sigma bond pair is the bond pair. Therefore, around carbon atom there are two bond pairs and 0 lone pair. Therefore, there are going to be two pairs of an electron on the whole. The only way to distribute is going to be a linear shape. If you want to draw the skeleton, this is going to be skeleton without indicating. Therefore, the bond angle must be 180. It must be a linear molecule. It must be a linear molecule. And definitely we have already studied that the carbon oxygen is a polar bond. The electrons are going to be drawn more towards the oxygen atom. You have delta minus here and delta plus. Similarly, this oxygen atom is going to withdraw the electron. Each bond is a polar bond. This is called a polar bond. What is a polar bond? It's an unequal distribution of electronic load. You don't have the electrons exactly in the center here. Most of the electrons are going to be towards the oxygen atom, because oxygen is more electronegative. So, this is going to withdraw the electron, this is going to withdraw the electron. My dear student, you just think of a tug of war having two equal strings, equally strong teams. Both the teams are equally strong, therefore, the red knot does not move, and that is going to be the visualization of the carbon dioxide. Therefore, it is this polarity on this side is exactly compensated by the pulling of electron. Polarity on this side here, the net resultant polarity is going to be 0. Therefore, that is the reason why carbon dioxide is considered to be a non-polar molecule. Non-polar molecule. Non-polar molecule. In fact, based on this only, we propose the structure here. The explanation what we have given is a theoretical explanation. How do you know that carbon dioxide is going to be a non-linear molecule? Carbon dioxide is going to be a linear molecule, because it is going to be a non-polar molecule. Non-polar molecules. Therefore, my dear students, we have understood that Ab2 molecule with no lone pair, only two bond pair, must be a linear molecule.